Hello everyone, welcome to a very special episode of Stixhaven spoilers. We might do a few more of these as spicy cards get printed. We might even go over some of the promos, which are really exciting. But today we're going to be talking about Korvold, Faker's King. You all know me, love Korvold, love the stuff that goes on with it, and I love treasures. And so, thankfully, Strixhaven brought us a new treasure generator. So if you've all been familiar with the deck, you'll know that up to this point, Dockside was our only way really to generate treasures. We could maybe Prayer's Grasp with Smothering Tithe, but that's never gonna. I mean, I've probably done it. I don't know. I think the closest I've ever come is gilded draking my opponent's Korvold, and then doing it in like a white deck, but a white blue deck. But anyway, that's a really stupid tangent. So Stormkill Artist, also called the Ska Dwarf. Big fan of that name. Big ups to whoever came up with that. So Magecraft, whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, you create a treasure token. So what does that mean? If you cast a Summoner's Pact, you get a treasure. Cast a Dark Ritual, you get a treasure. If you cast a Storm spell, you'll get a treasure for each Storm copy, which is pretty insane. So Magecraft really busted on its own, already been a ton of combos, and in our deck we actually have a 2-card combo with this card, but I'm not sure we're supposed to be playing it. I'm not totally convinced. So the popular thing to do is Chain of Smog plus Stormkill an Artist. So what you do is you play your Stormkill an Artist, then you play your Chain of Smog. You target yourself. You get a treasure for the first spell. You discard 2 cards. You copy it. Get another trigger. Discard 2 more cards if you can. Make treasures. Every time you do this, you make a treasure. And the kind of busted thing about this in Korvold is these treasures represent cards. So even as you're discarding your hand, each time the Chain of Smog goes on the stack, the copy or the original, you're going to get a treasure. So if someone, say, lets you do it 4 times, because you have like 9 cards in hand or something ridiculous like that, and then they I don't know, Doomblade, your Stormkill Artist, you can then just crack like the 4 treasures you got, 5 treasures you got, however many you had, and then, try to draw into a Veil Summer, which is pretty great. And you can also just draw 5 cards, let it die, draw 5 cards, reanimate it, storm off again. Maybe play a Breach, then recast your Chain of Smog. Either way, in our deck, this combo is a lot better. The problem is, Chain of Smog is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. There's a few other options. There's a Storm card called Haze of Rage, which has buyback, so you play it, you get a whole bunch of treasures, then you buy back it to your hand. You have to buy back it before you cast it, really, at the same time. But you pay 4 mana, basically, get a whole bunch of treasures, pay 4 mana, get a whole bunch of treasures, infinite mana. And there's also, just Weather the Storm, which is 1 and a green for a card that has Storm. It's just gain 3 life. But if you have a Stormkill an Artist out, that's quite a bit of life. It also lets you gain a lot of life after a Necro, if you whiff, which we do pretty aggressively. So that's the card we're looking at. We talked about it, but Rebel really brought it to my attention. So thanks to her for that one. And thanks to Vasher, who's also the co-author of this deck, for working a lot with me the last day or so on this combo. So enough about Chain of Smog. We're probably not playing it. In my current list, I'm not playing it, but I keep flipping back and forth between what effect that breaks Stormkill an Artist I'm supposed to play. It's possible I'm not supposed to play any of them, so for now we're not. If I find that, this card, I just wish I could tutor for something, I'm probably going to play one of those 3 effects. If I find that I have a lot of hands where I just have a tutor, have a ton of mana, have a Stormkill an Artist, I just want to go for it on turn 2, I can play Chain of Smog. So, I don't know. I'm not sure about this one. I'm just not sure. If anyone who tells you anything definitive about this combo in Korvold as of March 26th, don't believe them. But if you're seeing this video after the day I'm recording it, that might change. So here I have the diff. So I have an experimental list I'm doing right now called Treasure Storm Redux. Is that how you say it? I don't know. I wanted it to look cool, so I just named it that. So you'll see some immediate changes. So Stitcher Supplier is no longer in the deck. I haven't really found that I needed it, and there's some really wacky combos now with Stormkill Artists that you probably don't need Stitcher Supplier, So I added Twin Flame though, because Twin Flame's a Dockside doubler, that copies Stormkin Artist. So there's like a loop you can do where you like you strive Twin Flame and you make a copy of Stormkiln Artist and Eternal Witness. The Eternal Witness copy gets you back to Twin Flame. You make a copy of Stormkiln Artist and Eternal Witness, get it back to your hand, do it again and again and again. And if you have like 20 mana or however, it's like 4 plus 3 plus 2. So it's like 10 mana. If you have like 10 mana, which isn't that hard. I mean, that's like a Cheska's Will plus Stormkin Artist. That's like kind of reasonable, actually. But if you have that, if you have Twin Flame and a Stormkiln Artist, what you can do is you can just make infinite artists, and then using Twin Flame and Ewit, and then once you've made infinite mana, you can then just I don't know, attack with your infinite Stormkiln Artists. It's a hard out, right? Like people have wanted like a hard outlet for our deck. And Twin Flame plus Stormkiln Artist does go infinite if you have enough mana. And there's like games with Breach where I like reasonably could imagine that happening. Just cast Jeska's Will like 5 times. So that's probably correct. Next we have Seething Song. That's replacing Grim Monolith in my mind. So Seething Song is really good with Stormkiln Artist. It's okay with Dockside. So like the play you do with Dockside, I mean it sounds sick. It is sick, but it's 3 mana, so it's like kind of, you get blown out pretty bad. But what you do is you like Seething Song, use 2 red mana to play Dockside, use 3 mana towards Korvold, then you use 2 treasures from Dockside towards Korvold, play Korvold, sack Dockside, whatever treasures you have left you get to play with, which is different than like, you know, when you play Dockside, then you just use all the treasures, plus maybe like a Mana Crypt or something, or like an Ancient 2 mana you have floating around. So like obviously that's pretty powerful, and it's really good at forcing out a Stormkiln Artist, especially because it lets you like have a red mana up, so you can go like Seething Song, Stormkiln Artist, gamble. You crack your token that you make in response to gamble, so you have more cards in hand, so you have more, and then you'll have more mana to cast the thing you tutor for. So it's pretty sick. And you'll probably, if you have a gamble, you'll get Breach, and then you'll get Breach, cast gamble again, LED, you win. So I cut 2 reanimation spells for 2 reanimation spells, and those are Necromancy and Animate Dead for Life, Death, plus Shallow Grave. Life Death is pretty sick because it can trigger Stormkiln Artist for 1 mana, so it's basically a free cantrip with Stormkiln Artist in play, and then it's just our 2 mana reanimation effect, which is like fine. I mean, that's what we're replacing Animate Dead with, let's say. And you get a Dockside back, you lose 2 life. And it also can get back Stormkiln Artist, which is why I chose that over Claim to Fame. Claim to Fame's really sick with Stormkiln Artist, but it's not. It's kind of weird. It can't get up Ewit or Stormkiln Artist. But with Claim to Fame, you can like claim your Dockside, get Dockside back. Then from your graveyard, you can cast Fame for 3 mana, which will give you a treasure. So actually, it's like card positive, which is pretty sick. And finally, we have Shallow Grave, which is a, instant speed reanimation spell. I think it's very possible we'll Necro for a lot, and then, discard Stormkiln Artist, Shallow Grave, or Stormkiln Artist, storm off a bit, maybe hit a Crop Rot, Emergent Zone, we win. That's what we want to do, at least, so I think that's pretty reasonable. And, the cuts, Grim Monolith, Arbor Elf, the 2 worst mana accelerants in the deck. You hate to see them go, but... And then Animate Dead, Necromancy, it's not that bad. I'd say Animate Dead is probably what we're supposed to still be on, but we'll find room for it. Or maybe we'll just cut Life Death, I'm not sure. And obviously I already said Stitcher Supplier and Twin Flame are kind of replacing each other, because Twin Flame now is a hard outlet with Stormkiln Artist, and it's also just insane with Stormkiln Artist. Like, what? So, yeah, that's... and then Seething Song and Arbor Elf, I guess, or... Arbor Elf and Stormkiln Artist, I guess. So yeah, that's pretty roughly the changes I'm looking at. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below. I'm pretty excited about Stormkiln Artist, and honestly, looking at this, I'm just not sure we need Chain. Like, we already have Twin Flame, and of course it's a ton of mana. It's 10 mana to get infinite Stormkilns, but then you have infinite Stormkilns and Eternal Witnesses, so I mean, both. So yeah, I think that's probably good enough. Probably. And if... Yeah, it's probably good enough. Well, who's to say? Probably good enough. Alright. I hope you enjoyed this little preview into some of the Korvold action that's going on right now with all this crazy spoilers. And of course, by the time you see this, maybe something even more broken got spoiled, and I just completely have to redo the deck. Who knows? But hopefully this is good. Hopefully you enjoyed these updates. Check out the Patreon, check out the YouTube channel, check out the Twitter, check out everything. Obviously, these videos keep coming because of support from patrons who just make it, their support just makes it all worth it, to be honest. Like, sometimes I wonder if people are really watching this stuff, and the patrons are like, yeah, please make more videos. So I do. So thank you to those people. Thank you for your generosity, and I hope you all enjoyed the video and have a good one.